So this is a little sheet that we're going to glue into our notebook at the end of the period. This will have all your formulas that you need for all the do nows, for your homework, for everything. So in October, when I go, hey, how do you guys find the area of a triangle? And you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot. You can look here and remind yourself of how to find the area of a triangle. All right, square. So to find the perimeter of a square, I'm going to go all the way around, right? When I go all the way around the outside, that is a distance. Okay? The distance around the shape. So when I go all the way around the shape, it is called the distance. So I'm going around the shape, around the shape. Around all of the shape.
So all of them are distance?
Correct.
Distance.
Okay, the distance around the shape. Now, does anybody know how do I find the area of a square?
Base times height.
I like it. So let's write that down. Base times height. Base times height. All right, so now let's do an example here. I want to find the area of this square here, but they only gave me one number. They only gave me the 5. Yeah. So if it's a square, if this is 5, then
all of them are 5.
All of them are 5, right? Then the height would be 5, the base would be 5. Okay, so area is equal to base times height, so I'm going to do 5 times 5.
25.
25, all right, write that down. What are my units? What are my units?
Centimeters square.
All right. "25 centimeters squared." Yay. All right, for a rectangle, the rectangle is the
Distance. Can we move ahead if we get it?
Yeah.
5.
the distance. What is the formula for the distance of a rectangle? What is the...
Base times height.
Yeah, base times height. Same thing as a square. Base times height. Base times height. We're going all the way around the outside of our rectangle. For perimeter. For area, it would be the inside part. All right, so let's do the math. What's our base of this rectangle? What's our height? 2. So we're going to multiply 6 times 2. What's 6 times 2? So our area is equal to 12 inches squared. 12 inches squared. All right. Triangle. Are we caught up with that one part? All right. What goes in the blank? Yeah, right? It's all the same for this one. For a triangle, 3 sides. So we go all the way around the triangle for the distance. Now, what is the formula for the area of a triangle? Yes, what's the number one thing kids forget to do?
Divide by 2.
Yeah, divide by 2. But it's base times height divided by 2. Base times height divided by 2.
2 divided by 48.
All right, we have 2 problems to do here. Okay. What is the base for the first example? 8 times 6 divided by 2. What is 8 times 6?
48.
48.
Divided by 2.
48 divided by 2. Ooh, what's 40 divided by 2?
24.
Okay, so our answer is
24
meters squared. 24 meters squared. All right, the next one. What's our base?
Distance.
What's our height? No.
Wait, can't,
5.
Instead of writing it,
'Kay.
like in the example that you're writing, it doesn't matter where we write it.
What are you talking about?
Because you know how you put like the area times, like the base times height, you put it on the big box, but then on the other one you show your work. Or can we just do whatever?
I like the way I'm doing it.
But can we do it instead of real? Can we do it a different way instead of real way?
What?
You know how you're doing the area equals base times
Uh-huh.
height on this one, right?
Uh-huh.
And you're showing your work on this one.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you're doing it right there.
Uh-huh.
So you do it right here.
Yeah, okay, sure, fine. Okay, what's 4 times 5? 20. I'm going to bleed into this one, and that's okay. Give myself some more room. What's 20 divided by 2? 10. So our answer is 10 meters squared. So you take the two numbers, you multiply, and then you divide by 2. You take the two numbers, and then you divide by 2. Okay, you wrote all that down, nice and small. All right, parallelogram. How do I find the parallelogram? Perimeter, all the way around. How do I find the perimeter? The distance. The distance all the way around the shape. Okay, how do I find the area of a parallelogram?
Base times height.
Base times height. No, divide by 2. It's not a triangle. Base times height, and we're done. All right, so now we're going to do a very simple problem. How do I do the next one? Base times height, so it would be
7 times 3, 21
7 times 3, so our area is equal to 21 feet
squared.
squared.
I'll get the last one.
All right, we okay? So all of these have been taught to you since, like, I want to say 5th grade? Yeah, like squares maybe, right? Last year maybe the parallelogram. All right, now the new one, or maybe not. Trapezoid. Did anybody learn trapezoid in 6th grade? Okay, they're like, a lot of my kids in 1st period learned it, so I was like, what? And they actually remembered it, and I was like, what? So I was pleasantly surprised. Trapezoid is 7th grade. So if you learned it before, you got a little advanced math in you. That's good. Okay, so today, everyone's going to be master trapezoid. Maybe. I don't know. Trapezoid. It has how many sides? 4 sides. But why isn't it called a rectangle?
Because they're different sizes.
What's different sizes?
The top and bottom.
Yeah, you see how the top and bottom are not the same size? This bottom one's longer. And then what's up with the sides?
They're both the same.
They're leaning. But, you see how these two are leaning as well? But they're parallel. Here, let me use my markers. So here, if I go like this and like this, are the pens going to touch? No. But look for a trapezoid. If I do this and I do this, what's going to happen? They're going to touch. So the sides, if I draw them longer, they will touch. So in a trapezoid, the sides will touch. In a parallelogram, let me zoom it out, and I line them up on my sides, will my pens cross? No, and I can draw them as long as I want. They're never going to cross. But in a trapezoid, put them on top and they will cross. That's some of the differences between a trapezoid and a rectangle and a parallelogram. All right. Gee, I wonder what word goes in there. The blank around the shape. The distance. All right, right. It's the same word, distance. Distance, distance. The distance around the shape. All right. Whew. Does anybody know, remember from 6th grade, if you learned it, the formula, the how do I find the area of a trapezoid? What do I do? Yes?
You multiply the two numbers, and then from that two numbers you get the answer, and then you multiply it again, and then you get the answer.
Okay, there's some truth to that. Anybody else want to try to remember how to find the area of a trapezoid? Alright, so here's how I find the area of a trapezoid. It's weird. It looks hard, Chris, but it's not really hard. But if you're not paying attention to me because you're talking to Lupita, then, well, we might have issues. Okay, area equals height, parentheses. What? There's parentheses? It should be base 1, because there's 2 bases, plus base 2, all divided by the number 2. Alright? And this is why this box is so big, because this formula. So, the height, okay, we're dealing with the height. We're used to dealing with height. But why in the world now do I have a base 1 and a base 2?
Because
There's bottom and the top. And are they the same size? No. So if I turn this upside down, now this is the bottom, right? Now this is the base. So there's 2 bases. Depending on how we flip it. We can flip it around. This would be the base. If you flip it this way, this one would be the base. So that means that there's 2 bases, but they're not the same. So we have to add them, then multiply, then divide. Okay, we're not going to actually solve this problem. What I'm going to do with these numbers is you're going to tell me what they're called. So, of these 3 numbers, which one would be your height? 4. So we're going to put and label the H right there. So we're not going to do the math for this problem. We're going to label it. So when you look at these problems, you're like, oh, that's right. This inside number is your height. Okay, which one's your base 1?
12.
Okay. Do you want to know a secret? It could also be 8. There's no wrong answer. This one's your base 1. Which one's your base 2?
8.
You want to know a secret?
Go.
It could also be 12. Why? Because if I flip this around, wouldn't that be your base 1 then? Yeah, so it could be either one. Your math is fine. But if you call the 4 the base, then you're wrong. Then you're just wrong. This is not the height, not the height. This is the height. So that's how you can make a mistake. All right, cool. What we're going to do is we're going to glue this in your notebook, and then we're going to do something in your notebook as well. So find a sheet where you can glue this, like right next to, maybe turn the page. Turn the page. And you're probably going to be like me, where you're going to have to glue it in horizontal. We're going to pass out glue sticks. If you need it, great. If you don't need it, great. Pass it back. If you need it, great. If you don't need it, great. Pass them back, pass them back, pass them back. No. Sure. I mean, this is not the only thing we're going to be gluing in the world.
I don't need one. I don't need one.
I always give everyone one, even if they don't need it. They will decide quietly on their own if they need it or don't need it.
Wait, does it matter on which side did you do it?
No, I like, if I look at my notes here that I just wrote, like obviously it doesn't fit in this section, right? Like,
No, like that.
yeah, it doesn't matter. As long as you can read it. In October, I'm going to give you a do now that has a triangle on it. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I forgot how to do the triangle. So you look at this page and you go, oh yeah, that's right. Base times height divided by 2. Base times height divided by 2. You have this. And then on your homework, when you're doing your homework and you're like, oh no, I forgot. What do I do for a parallelogram? It's in here. Okay? You're going to go back to it as you need it. It's all one page. Okay? All in one page. Okay. Are we done with the glue? Okay, can you politely pass it forward, and the people in the front will just keep it there for a second, and we'll come around and collect. If it's mine. If it was yours, then just put it away. All right, very good. Okay, we're going to take just a couple of notes. We have a couple more minutes left in class. All right, here we go. Area of a trapezoid. We started learning about it 2 minutes ago. Some of you learned it in 6th grade. Okay, we're going to draw our first trapezoid together. Yay. Exciting times. Okay, here's how we do it. You are going to draw a line, pretty short line. Okay. Then I'm going to skip about 2 fingers. And I'm going to draw the bottom line a lot longer. It's going to start before and it's going to end after the top line. So it's like a longer line, and I made it start before and it ends after. Okay? Alright, now close it. Diagonal lines. Slanted lines. Closing it, closing it, closing it. Close. Close. Close, close. Alright. Where's my height?
The bottom.
Mel? In the middle. I like it. Right in the middle right here. Can I use these sides?
No.
No, because they're slanted. We don't like that. So this is your height. All right, that's your height. What do we call this side?
Base.
Oh,
Base one.
this side.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you're right. Base 1. What do we call this?
Base two.
So this is base 1,
Base 2.
and that's base 2.
Wait, is there like height 1 and height 2?
Not for this one.
No, like in like some like these.
Not in 7th grade. I can't think of anything right now. Miss J and I will come back to you if there is a shape that has 2 heights. I don't. No, I think they're. It's a good question. Okay, area equals. Without looking at the notes, does anybody remember what letter goes outside? Height. Then what do I write? Before that.
Base. No,
Parentheses. Now what did I write inside the parentheses?
Base 1.
And then?
Base 2.
Nah.
Comma.
Plus.
Oh yeah.
Base 2 parentheses. Now what? Good. Okay. Did I expect you to have that memorized? No, but everyone, added to the definition or the formula, which is good. I mean, next week I want everyone to memorize it, but not today. All right. Now let's draw a better trapezoid. Because look at mine's all wonky on the ends. Super wonky. All right, draw me another parallelogram. This one we're going to add numbers. Boom. 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 Which one's better, my first one or my second one? First one's better? They look the same. What about yours? Did your first one come out better or your second one come out better?
My first one.
Interesting. All right, let me give you some numbers. 4 inches, 3 inches, 6 inches. 4, 3, 6. good?
Wait, miss, what time do we leave?
11? I mean, we really don't have more time. Okay. So we're gonna pass out your homework. Does anybody remember what side we do?
Front.
Yay, front.